All right. Hello, hello all.
Hello, friends.
Whoa.
Sorry for the delay. OBS wanted to update today, so it took me a second to get back up. But we're here now.
Hey.
Yay!
Yay.
Quick round of introductions because I think we missed it last time. I am Kels. I play Ryunosuke Naruhodo, and occasionally I play the bailiff. His name is Elmo. And yeah,
In Elmo we stand.
and Elmo, we love him.
We love
Bailiff Elmo.
we stand. Hello, my name is Manabingu Ginga. I am your resident voice actor. I play the prosecution, who may or may not be a hot vampire and has a hotter assistant that doesn't talk. But we don't know yet.
Is the part where we're not sure of the fact that he's hot? Because I'm pretty sure he's a vampire.
Oh yeah, we're just making speculations at this point. Also, I play Iris. She sometimes shows up, and she's great. And Herlock Jones, the guy that is so loud. I worry for everyone. Anyway, that's me.
My name is Lemur, and I fill out the rest of the cast, which include people like Maverick. Stop it. Always
People like
perfectly
Maverick.
timed. Like Maverick, stop it, and the judge, and our defendant, half the jury. Susato, someday maybe she'll return.
I hope she
to
comes
us.
back soon.
I love her.
I miss her.
Best.
And yeah, just a couple other random randos.
Cool. All right.
Oh yeah, I do the other half of the jury. So if they sound different, sorry about that.
Look, I feel like there's been enough time between each time that we record, and no one puts that much effort into figuring out what most of the voices are. Like, the recurring characters are usually pretty standard, but the random ones like the jury, you know what? If they're not the same, oh well.
They just
As long
change
as we're
personalities
trying
over
our
week.
best.
Exactly. Look, we are here to play video games with friends, be idiots. So come get on that level.
The Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Like, yeah. Look, let's be clear here. You're not here for the award-winning voice acting from anyone other than Mana.
Yeah.
You're here because apparently you just really like chaos, is my guess. Perfect. All right. You want to do some Would You Rather?
Yeah. All right. First up, try to get food out of my mouth. Hold on. Would you rather know the exact date and time of your death, or know the exact cause of your death but not when it will happen?
Oh shit.
I think I'd want to know the date and time.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I can do whatever stupid shit I want to do up until that date and time.
Uh-huh.
If I know how, but I don't know when, then if I am doing something stupid like falling down the stairs, I will be worried every time I go near a set of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not into living my life with that kind of fear. Like, I'm going to live life to the absolute fullest until that date and time. And also, then I don't have to worry about, making sure my retirement fund lasts as long as it needs to, because I'll know exactly when I'm going to die.
Yeah, you could plan better for that.
Exactly. Like, am I going to die at 40? Am I going to die at 108? Like, it's easier to find out then.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
I would give the same answer only because the other one would create an unnecessary phobia.
Uh-huh.
Like, what if you start developing a phobia of something you were not previously phobic about? So I'd rather not. I'd rather not develop a phobia that I don't even have, probably, maybe. So unless I'm already afraid of that, then sucks to be me, because the only thing that would apply to is lightning. I'm afraid of lightning because I almost got struck as a kid.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing phases me.
I will say, like, how granular would you get for things like the, like how you're going to die?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, here's the thing. Say that you're dying of, like, some disease no one's ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to be sitting there and going, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Right? So, because it's not been created yet.
You're the test subject.
Yeah. So, it's hard to be afraid of that, you would think.
Yeah, I think I'd rather know the exact date and time, because then maybe I can also, like, arrange it, because both of my grandmas, coincidentally, like more than a decade apart, kind of like different causes, same result, but like they both like went to sleep and just never woke up. And like to me, like that is how I want to go.
Can you imagine though, like finding out that's how you're going to die, and every time you go to sleep, wondering, yeah,
no. See, that's why it's like I don't want to like, like didn't wake up from nap. I would like to enjoy naps, but then I could just be like, on the day that I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna go do something dumb because I don't want to die a horrible death.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like, here's my other thing. So, like, say that you know how you're going to die, and it's like some wild thing. Just don't do that thing, right? If you know that you're going to die because you fall out of an airplane,
just don't go on airplanes.
Don't fall out of an airplane. Like, that's pretty hard to do from personal experience. Like, so. Also, I kind of feel like, and chat, this kind of goes with the, with your, lawyer time of like, okay, what if you know the date and time, but the date and time changes on what you choose to do? Like, it's kind of, at that point, then you don't know the date and time, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, at any point, our lives can end, so it's just like knowing it here, you just have some numbers associated with it, I think.
Okay, so we all agree?
Yeah, I do like chat's point of knowing how you die so that you can prepare others around you to be safe if possible.
But that's true.
So, like if you die of an infectious disease, you can make sure others don't contract it too. Or like maybe like if you know that you're going to die of a gunshot or something, you can make sure that you're alone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that point.
Watching through the video. Some of these are weird.
Some of these are weird.
I picked it based off of the first one, so I guess I should just go with that one. Okay, would you rather be able to master any skill instantly, but you forget another random skill? So you master anything that you want, but the price is you forget something random.
So you have a skill slot, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Or
like Pokemon.
Slowly improve at everything you do, but you never reach true mastery. So a jack of all trades, a masters of none kind of situation.
That's a good question.
That's me already.
Yeah, I know. Like I feel like that's life.
That's just me already.
I mean, I feel like you can, in some ways, like you are master enough of a lot of stuff that you don't have to think about it, right? Like, I'm going to guess that most people have a decent mastery of, like, washing the dishes, right? Because you probably wash the dishes on a fairly regular basis. Now, no one's going around going, yeah, I'm an expert in that.
Yeah.
But...
So, if I want to become a master chef, but my price is I suck at dishwashing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Or, I mean... Yeah, if you want to become a master chef and the price is that like you no longer have a sense of balance.
Oh,
because like the idea of like a random skill. It's
Yeah.
like technically
You wouldn't
anything
know.
is a skill.
Well, and here's my question. So, say that you decide to master something, and then you change it out for something else. Can you relearn the same skill?
Probably.
So, you know.
Relearn the thing that you forgot too.
Mm-hmm. So, like, in theory, at any time, whatever situation you're in, you could be a quote-unquote instant master of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like the idea of, you know, like, being good at everything a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that also, like, if it's a gradual thing, if it's the longer that you live, the longer that you know, the more that you improve. Number one, that, like you pointed out, that's kind of life. But also, like, you have to live for a really long time to get actually decent at anything, I would think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
Yeah, I
have to
think-
agree.
with instant
I
mastery,
agree
like,
with the first one.
there's always those situations that you sit there and go, oh my god, I wish I knew how to do this. You know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, like, instant mastery, like, if I'm ever in, I don't know, a bank with a bomb, I can become a master at dismantling bombs. Like, yeah, I might forget how to, I don't know, tie my shoes, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die, most likely, so...
I'd say it's a fair trade.
Mm-hmm. And I can get some neat light-up Velcro shoes like they have for kids.
Yay! Heelys too. Yippee!
Mm-hmm. I'd say I'd just become a master at learning how to tie my shoes again, but quite honestly, what does mastery look like for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the really fancy, like, Decora people where, like, they make even their shoelaces all Decora.
There you go.
Like the pastel goths. I see you guys. I see you, fams. Fairy gays. Yeah, all of y'all. I see you.
There we go.
Yeah,
You
I
become a
choose-
master of using the bomb to open the vault, but forget how to run away from the blast radius.
Oh no. That sucks. Yeah, I go for that one because if I ever landed in the Grammys and I'm a master at singing, then I just get the Grammy.
Mhm.
So I might forget how to also tie my shoes
Yeah,
or
you know.
put on a jacket, but like it's fine.
At some point, can't you just pay people? You know, if you get
Yeah.
high, you know, if your mastery is quote unquote financially successful enough. Like, what if I want to become a master at day trading? I don't know. Counting
hell yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we live in a world where the second option is basically in effect. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Agreed. Nothing changes for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
He forgets how to breathe. Oh, fuck. Then that's where I die. Yeah. Forgot how to breathe.
Yeah. Well. Whoops.
All right. Do we want to do one more, or would we like to start the game?
Let's do just one more, and then we'll start.
All right. Would you rather have the ability to see 1 year into your own future, or have the ability to see 1 day into everyone else's future?
My future. Only because, no offense, I'm not nosy. I'm the like least nosiest person. Like if it's none of my business, I don't want to know. So I'd rather know what is gonna happen to me because I think that's safer too.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit safer. So I play it safe.
See, I
Because
think
there's literally no one that I want to know. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, that badly. I'm not nosy. Or gossip. Like, that's just not me.
yeah, I'm kind of with chat here. I don't necessarily want precognition of any kind because
Yeah.
like there's a lot of things that come up with that. But I will say if I had to choose and it wasn't going to kill me, right? Cuz seeing a day
Mhm.
into everyone's future would undoubtedly be very hard on your brain. I think I would want that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because number one, seeing a year into my future, I'm going to live that. Right? So it doesn't really matter what I see, because I assume that is somewhat unchangeable if I'm able to see a year into it.
Yeah.
You know, we're assuming that the laws of time are immutable here, or I don't know about multiverse theory. We won't get into that. But I'm going to live that anyways, so it doesn't really make sense for me to do that. But if I see into everyone else's future for a day, I can use that. Right?
Because that's where I was kind of thinking, was like, you could... So if you can see into everyone else's future, you could almost turn that into a profit kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can make money off of telling other people what their day is going to be like. Because I can't imagine, like, is it just like, in my brain when I first like was thinking about it, was like, it, like, you get to pick and choose,
Mhm.
right? It's not like all of a sudden you just see everybody's day.
Mhm.
It would be like,
Oh
oh,
my
hi,
God,
nice
that's
to meet
so
you.
Raven.
Like, that's so Raven, yeah. Have a vision, and you see how their day's gonna go.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I was thinking. And then it's like, okay, well, then you could just be...
Yeah. Well, even if you did only have like one, you know, you would know, say, you know, lottery picks. You know, if say that the Mega Millions, the numbers for the Powerball get chosen. I clearly do not gamble, so, you know, like, let's not throw any shade here at me. But I do know that they announce like Powerball numbers, and you can win money that way. If you know into the future, someone is undoubtedly going to watch that and know what those numbers are, and you can profit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or you get the winning lottery number.
Mhm.
Yes.
Hell
I mean, you're
yeah.
basically changing it so that no matter what, you get the winning numbers. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. You know what? I should do that then. I want to win the Powerball. Screw Freddy from down the street.
Yeah, I mean, I will point out, if there was an option to not do either, I think that I would do neither. I don't necessarily think that is worth it.
Yeah.
Because undoubtedly, you're also going to see some real fucked up shit that happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Right? You know, in a day, a whole bunch of people die. People get murdered. Like, you don't want to see some of that shit. Like,
No. Maverick, don't.
There's active war zones.
Mm-hmm.
We are privileged enough to not live in those. But I don't need to spend a day in someone's head who is going through that. I feel like that's instant trauma right there. So
Yeah.
you are correct, chat. Seeing a year into your future lets you know about world-changing events that could affect you, like election outcomes. I just don't know that I'd want to know beforehand. Right? Because if something happened, you know, some election outcome that I knew was going to happen in the future, you would just spend that year dreading it, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, start making moves to move. If you know it's gonna be hellish.
Yeah.
If you know it.
I mean, I think that I kind of look at it as you don't know what you're going to see. If you saw an apocalypse happening a year from now, what would you even do about that?
God, I don't know.
You can't join NASA. No.
Yeah, you know, like
big joining NASA is easy. No.
A year is not enough time to do anything to prepare, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. So you know who to assassinate.
No.
All right, let's recap, shall we?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so last time, Gregson said the corpse that crashed through the tower had a broken neck, which Harebrain took the blame for miscalculating, but the heart also had a fatal stab lesion, according to Courtney Scythe's autopsy. The body moved from the wooden birdcage to its spot 25 yards away, and von Zieks argued that the particle emitter was aimed incorrectly. Harebrain identified the A-shaped screwdriver thought to have stabbed Asmund as his buddy Andrew. Harebrain argued that there was not enough bloodshed witnessed by anyone to match up with the bloodstain on Andrew, but von Zieks had Gregson point out that Andrew could have just plugged the wound, so we pointed out that Andrew was found far away from the body. Harebrain was too proud to let us undermine his science in arguing his innocence, and said that the teleporter wouldn't send Andrew's medal with Osmond. Our cross-examination about the wood cage and electricity-based teleporter brought out info about how he met Asmund and got a grant for his hypothesis, with a third person as an engineer to help him, that for some reason we have not brought up ever again. The metal in Asmund's glasses ruined the hypothesis. Juror 4 took great offense to Harebrain's fraudulent science, and the jury demanded the machine be examined. Von Zieks proposed that this was a research grant scam and called new witnesses. Gina took the stand with Balthasar Loon and Bohemian Prince Wilhelm Ormstein, aka Gotz, about what they saw from the expensive balloon right above. They heard a bang near the stage and a fireball in the air, but Gotz noticed a green balloon that Gina didn't. We suspected that the explosions were distractions while people didn't notice the body. Loon said that the green fabric was from the green balloon that exploded. Our racism count is somehow only 4. That seems really low for this far in a trial. And our hallowed chalice count is 1.
Disclaimer, chat is not a serial killer.
Hey, at least it's not me this time.
Yeah.
That's truly like the subtitle or the tagline. That's what I want. The tagline of the stream.
Yeah.
Not a serial killer.
Not a serial killer. All right, Mr. Loon's balloons.
Was I this guy? Yeah, I was.
Italian man.
I remember
Mario.
doing a Sherlock Sholmes impression. I don't have it in me tonight, y'all. So
I think, didn't we determine he's Italian?
yeah,
He's Italian. So you could
he's
just be
also
Mario.
Italian.
It's me, Mario.
So I'm gonna try, but I don't have it in me to be Sherlock Sholmes tonight. As I said, Balthasar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in Epsiloni, what a catastrophe!
Esplosione.
Esplosione. Oh, I forgot, Gina. But you can't get away from the fact that burnt up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can't you? The coppers at the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage. This stupido
Ragazzo
is mistaken. My balloons have red and blue zigzag stripes anyway. That dumb bitch don't know what she's talking about. So your assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you? Si, exactamente. If he even saw a balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It's very bad for business. But I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
Okay.
Damn.
Right.
If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war, a whole lot more. Balloon.
I'm gonna threaten you, but also pay you for...
For your services.
What happened to all-out war? Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying. But that doesn't change the fact that the testimony and the evidence are contradictory here.
If the defense is unable to find fault with the witnesses' statements, the court must consider them the truth.
Bitch, I haven't even done my cross-examination yet.
Yes, that's because I'm stalling.
Yes.
Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
Think about this long and hard thing. The situation has clearly changed now.
Whoa, that's what he said.
Heyo.
Yo.
It's fine. I'm feeling spicy
Off
tonight.
to a great start.
Look, I should point out when we were talking about his assistant during
Uh-huh.
introductions, and you mentioned that he doesn't speak. It's like, you know what? Well, I have a great place for him to start speaking.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Whoa!
I
After
have
court.
I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes. Look, part
Should
of
we
the
start
appeal
a
of
horny
this,
count?
yeah. I think on a recent video, I think it just came out on YouTube, I said that the new subscriber reward was going to be someone gets to sit near me with a spray bottle and spray me every time I get horny on stream.
I live the closest, so it's probably gonna be.
Yeah.
Damn.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witness. Yeah, there's too many moments for a horny count. You're right.
I cannot be quantified, let's be clear.
Too horny on Maine.
Yep. Look, everyone sticks around for my very bad pickup lines, so.
Yeah.
Exactly, he doesn't use his mouth at all. What a shame, I had some ideas.
Damn. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, chat. You win that one.
I totally missed that. I just went straight for the horny count. The response to me, I didn't even see that.
I'm so glad that you did miss it because then I got to say it.
As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely.
You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe.
Senor.
I know how to count to fucking 3, my dude.
I might not notice if I was given 100 lentils and one was missing. But we were talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so grande and expensive? Ariana Grande.
I was thinking like Taco Bell, so maybe I'm just hungry.
Yeah, grande. So free. I felt it. I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. It clearly says a total of 3 balloons.
I don't remember if I've said this out loud, but literally every time I hear somebody say Inspector Gregson, I just, like, the Inspector Gadget theme song plays in my head. Every time. I just need you all to, so just in case I haven't said that out loud, just know that that's what happens every time.
Go Gadget Fish and Chips.
Yeah. Inspector Gregson. That's my theme song.
Exactly. I feel like I had to have mentioned it at some point.
Gadget Fish and
reminder
Chips,
if I had.
sunshine.
We have done this bit before because I don't I don't have any faith that we are that original to come up with new jokes. We may have all blacked it out. So
we also play these games over a very long period of time,
do.
so just cycled back. It would appear no mistake has been made then.
surely Miss Lestrade could have been sent for such a menial task. Am I trying to get Gina to kill me?
What?
Yes.
Me? She's gonna shank us. With what? I ain't telling. I'll tell you what I told the boss. East End kids like me can only count up to 2.
I love this girl. I love her.
Oh, wow. 10 out of 10.
Girl needs the Sesame Street count.
Obviously that ain't true, but the boss bought it and said he'd have a go himself in that case.
I love you, Gina. You are my child.
All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an esplosione, what a catastrophe.
I'm loving the like spin you're giving with esplosione.
They make her the pizza.
It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On that note, Mr. Loon, tell me, what is it that keeps those balloons in the sky? Magic.
Science.
Fairies.
Are you an idiota? Are you a stupido?
Sorry? I
Are
love
you
how
stupid.
we are literally doing this in the middle of this whole science thing, that we are also trying to prove that a man went through the sky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're like, but wait, how does a hot air balloon work? Why does anyone have faith in me in this courtroom?
You're hired.
Clearly, you can transport a human being. Also, I thought that our blood was blue in the body. Why is it red when I cut myself?
That is like saying, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright, and a balloon flies. What? And a balloon flies because it flies. What else?
Ah. Okay, I'm not the only person in the courtroom having problems with science. It's fine.
We're not the only dumbasses.
Oh my god.
That must be Italian for I don't know.
Wow, I just witnessed that. There are 2 types of flying balloons, hot air balloons and gas balloons. Let me do your job for you. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air. Whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using a gas that is lighter than air.
See, and my balloons are filled with magic gas, I believe.
I took science in school for this. Hydrogen. Lighter than air, but highly explosive.
Good lord. I do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like fire.
No, I think the problem is it really likes fire.
Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode.
What's the matter with you, senor? All that comes out of your mouth is esplosione, esplosione. I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be, or I cannot eat.
Wow.
None of my balloons exploded that day. I am completely sure. But if you still say that's what happened, you must show me the proof. Bitch.
Alright, so Mr. Loon had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged, then what was the one that exploded? What am I looking at?
The Office.
Literally, I just looked at the camera like, please, chat, help me.
It's a Dora the Explorer moment. Where are we going?
But you can't get away from the fact that a burnt up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can ya?
I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues?
Nah, I'm not into picking stuff up.
Girl, that's your job. Girl.
Honey, what do you think a
That's your
detective
job.
does? I need to know.
We're dead.
It reminds me. So one of my favorite things that ever happened to me in college was the time I quoted a Tony Stark line. And somebody was like handing out stuff, and I literally said to this person in a panic that I don't like to be handed things. I don't like to be handed things. Gina doesn't like to pick stuff up off the
There
ground.
you go.
We get it. We get each other. Should we give Gina a crime count? Yeah, probably. Always works out way better diving into people's pockets instead.
Exactly.
All right. There we go.
So much for the new career path.
Mind you, the boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Actual police work. Thing is, though, the cage went crashing into the crystal tower, didn't it? So that's where most of the investigating was going on.
Even so, I would have thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence.
Why? Cor, listen to you. You stumble across a bit of balloon and suddenly you're the best investigator in the world. No, her name is Susato?
Pardon? Yeah.
Well, you ain't got a badge, have ya? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Come to think of it, there was talk of some scorching on the ground at a meeting we had about the investigation. Just casually dropping lore. The coppers at the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
There you go. Oh, you think you're a good detective just because you found evidence and I didn't? There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there?
Yeah, some of the coves what were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old contraption didn't keel over, eh?
I hadn't even considered that.
It seems there was a great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of the envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions.
Are you going to slash his paycheck? Are you
Yes.
Edgeworth's ancestor?
Yes.
Has this been happening
absolutely.
all throughout history?
Yes, it is our job to cut the paychecks of the... Yes.
Like me swapping all his fish and chips, eh?
The man's sole pleasure.
That's all he lives for.
No.
None of this matters. That scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente. This stupido ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway.
You mean the color is wrong?
Si, senor. I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse.
And yet, a piece of green cloth was found at the scene, and it's unmistakably from a balloon.
Well, I don't know how that can be. Oh, he's nervous.
For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question.
Why not?
Well, there have been recreational balloon fights over Hyde Park, operating from before the Great Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition? Si, exactamente. As the senor says, it is not from one of my balloons. Oh, excuse me. Clearly, this little ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken about what he saw.
Excuse me.
Pissed. Small child is very upset.
Is something wrong, Master Gotts?
It's Master Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Ormstein.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear it on old Bohemia.
You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing.
More balloon, please.
Give me money, or give you money, give me balloon. If you do not have evidence, ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh?
Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments.
Evidence? What is evidence?
To give a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance. Some tangible proof of what you claim.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph here.
My wig. Good gracious.
What?
Oh, I had not been up in a balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs. Of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hotel cellar, the balloon.
No, can we go back to the hot eel cellar? What is going on in London?
Yes.
And the instantaneous kinesis experiment? Did you take a picture of that?
Yeah, one picture.
Really? You did take one?
But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph?
Of course, and then you will see.
I thought he was just
But
gonna
I
be like,
require
no.
more balloon.
Yeah.
No.
You will see that I am not lying, that I really did see a green balloon.
It's in black and white, buddy.
Yeah, it's a sepia photo. Great, love that.
I love sepia tone.
Yeah, it looks very green.
Well, I see you are all too shocked to speak.
That's one way to put it. Yes, I think shock is indeed the word, young man.
Balloon.
Yeah,
Balloon
Perhaps.
now.
balloon now. Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it was a green balloon from this photograph, but that is not my fault. That is the fault of the stupid person who made me the camera.
Why does there need to be the umlaut on top of those A's? Cries in
They
German.
gotta know that he cries in German.
That is one very bohemian sounding cry.
Wait, how do you pronounce the A? Wah.
Oh, that's a good question. So for the Gina crime count, should it be the Gina crime count or the Gina ACAB moment count?
I'm hoping that the ACAB moments will slowly lessen, and I'm
I feel
more
like-
proud of her crime counts.
Yeah, I feel like the Gina crime count kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit
Mhm.
better. The ACAB part is implied,
Mm-hmm.
especially if she's doing police shit.
Yeah.
That very well. The court will accept this photograph as evidence.
All right, we have a photograph.
Not my fault. is the photo the person who made the camera?
Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph?
At least we know it'll look good on the Instagram. Well, it was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
Aesthetically pleasing. Then I pressed the shutter release. There was this very loud bang. And a hot wind rushed over my face.
That means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred.
You old Insta telegram, yes.
Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. Oh wait, I'm stupid. I just remembered that he said that there's stripes on his balloons.
Yep.
I was like, how are we supposed to tell?
The stripes on his balloons.
I've been listening to me myself talk.
I will tell
I
you,
was gonna point it out.
like, it's a big thing. Sometimes I will just, like, I'll be speaking the words, obviously, but I will not be there when I say the lines sometimes. So then they're like, yes, can you prove this? I have not been listening for 20
Every time I talk
minutes.
is Gina. It's like I disassociate.
Yeah.
Like, I could not give the flying fig.
Lovely language you've picked up. As I thought, Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young bohemian boy claims to have seen another, fourth balloon, but Mr. Loon vehemently denies the possibility, and it's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number that were in the air. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. Alright. Every balloon. Burnt up bit of balloon. Okay, red and blue zigzag stripes. So, let's take a look at the photograph just in case we feel the need to...
Wait, I can see, I didn't notice him working on the machine until, like, you had it, like, over it like that at first. I was like, what is that?
It's this little afro.
A cryptid.
A crypt-
There's the
the guy.
cage. Something is being shot from below.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, and then we have this lovely balloon that is clearly not striped.
Yep.
With no one
Yep.
inside of it.
mhm.
All right, so apparently that's not it.
What?
No!
Surely
can't
something
see
about
the
that last
stripe.
statement seems odd, doesn't it?
Would you care to mull over precisely what you find odd about it on your return journey to Japan?
I wouldn't be
Hell
back
no.
to give the court an answer for about 4 months, though.
Rest assured, we should be happy to carry proceedings forward in your absence, counsel. Oh,
He sounds serious. I have to prove my worth before he really
We
does send me
literally
back home.
have one life left, y'all. One.
that kind of felt like a hate crime.
It did.
Oh,
At the very least, a microaggression.
at the very least.
Okay, so we need to regroup then. All right, so every balloon in the sky landed safely. Okay, all 3 of the
Thank you,
balloons were
Jack.
Mm.
Oh, they added to the racism.
all 3 of the balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an explosion, what?
I
Well,
like
this
this
isn't it.
fire in his weird hot air balloon hat, like, blows really hard when he's upset.
Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gotz took can't tell us the color of the balloon, but it can tell us something else, something crucially important.
What?
It shows that the pictured balloon wasn't carrying any passengers.
Ah, my goodness, you're right.
It's the skydiving balloon.
But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers? But there would be no sense to it otherwise. See, they are for pleasure, for seeing the view. My balloons only fly with passengers.
So how many people do you think have joined the Mile High Club on a hot air balloon just asking for a friend?
Oh my god. That's a thing you can Google by yourself.
Which tells us that the pictured balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day, there was a fourth.
Sorry.
Trying to get through this line.
I'm sorry,
You
I'll
just-
laugh at my own joke
Trying to
quieter.
Get through this line, man.
I'm over here having this moment. There was a fourth balloon in the skies above the thing.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10. We love you.
Yeah.
Nailed it. First
Okay.
try.
Third time's a charm, right? There was a fourth balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage. Ha! Oh my god, why is that line not done? The mysterious green balloon.
You want it to be dramatic.
No rest.
No rest. None. Absolutely none.
I know nothing. What is that word?
Niente.
Niente.
Niente. I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine.
Wow, he's peeved. His cat is having
It's pulsing.
a riot.
There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition.
Okay, but wait. If they're trying to make money off a balloon, wouldn't you still think people would be in the balloon?
No.
Are we saying that someone, I don't know, paid them so that they could watch a balloon go up? Because I think they could have done that for free.
What if they're under the balloon? And managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing.
So he forgot how to count to 3?
Yes.
Didn't realize he was from the East End.
See, good callback. Competizione? Oh, okay. Trying to steal my profits. I was too busy trying to figure out how to say that word that I didn't know what he was saying. The competition. I did not notice because of the esperimento that went wrong on the stage.
This fourth balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Assman was beamed from the stage below.
Right. So them scraps that fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks, they didn't come from the stage at all. Oh, okay. Sorry, I have something on my screen, so I was trying to figure out what all was for a hot second. It's just something on my screen. But it was bits of balloon rain raining down. Ooh. But because no one was in it, it didn't get no attention.
A mysterious fourth balloon carrying no passengers silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. Clearly it has nothing to do with the case.
Its relevance oh my god. Its relevance does elude me, I must say, sir.
The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded. Wow, all of them not even paying attention, these hoes.
Look, maybe
They're
that's
all
just really good corn.
Yeah.
You know,
Good
when you
ass
just get a really good ear of corn and you
Mhm.
just can't fucking listen to shit.
Mhm. I
That's
will say,
life.
like, good corn, like, yes, absolutely. There is, you know, especially if you get to eat it on the ear, like, on the cob?
Cobb.
Cob, there we
cob.
go. Uh,
On the ear, yeah, absolutely.
so, yeah.
I was talking to my brother earlier about what we wanted to do for the holiday weekend
Mhm.
coming up, and you know, I guess context clues for people watching this back on YouTube. Labor Day is coming up. But yeah, he was like, you know, what are we gonna make with the corn? Anyway,
Make a cob.
Ear.
Really? Have we really got to the truth yet? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it?
There is more.
Yeah, I mean, if we say there's nothing else, they're gonna conclude the trial. So, of
Yeah.
course there's more. But wait, there's more. For 9 easy payments of $19.99, you can get a second sham wow. Absolutely free.
What a steal.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. The photograph from Master Gotz may well be hiding one more vital clue.
was I odds this
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. Both of these
Okay.
are you.
A vital clue. I could not remember.
We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now, so tell the court. What exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove?
Is it the balloon's owner, the balloon's color, in grayscale, or the cause of the explosion? I think, I'm gonna guess that we're talking the cause of the explosion here.
Yeah.
Nozione.
But even so,
Explosione.
esplosione. All right.
Thank you for the save.
We can reasonably and that's stream.
I was like, don't laugh, don't make noises.
We can reasonably assume that the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was not my fault.
Honey, I don't think anyone accused you of blowing up a balloon.
Evidently, because the
Guilty
bird
conscience.
cage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, essentially and explosively ignited.
No, that's not what happened.
What?
We're gonna get shaked.
Part 2.
Or just, you know, a hallowed chalice thrown at our face.
I will say he's drinking less than normal, so maybe that's why he wants an
is.
end to this trial. He's like, I need this to end so that I can either hit an AA meeting or binge in the bathroom.
It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense. You will highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph for the court.
Of course, my lord. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. And what's shown is linked to another piece of evidence that we have. Oh yeah, because we've got the crossbow. In a way that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. The clue that heavily suggests the real reason the balloon exploded is the arrow flying through the fucking sky.
Mhm.
The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon.
Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on the film.
I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort.
If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, fucking wear your glasses, please, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is.
Goodness, what's that?
Ordinary aberration flash of light, yes.
Yeah, now I remember that I'm the events or the odds.
Polly, do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a finer day. I believe we may be looking at a fire. Anybody want to see
Bolt of fire heading straight for the balloon. Like an arrow.
Sir, why do you have a gun?
buddy?
For gun
Put that thing down.
purposes.
Indeed. Even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. Chat called it a while ago.
Mhm.
So the machine is just a complicated Tesla coil. Yeah, maybe. My word, are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon? Objection. Legal
That's
counsel.
absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time.
Okay.
Yes, and
No flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Look, we know you're
that I see.
not that hot, but
Not like
Hello? Whoa, what is this shape?
actually, it's my opinion that a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how that is exactly what did happen. What the fuck did that
What does
sentence
that
mean?
Sentence?
I said that correctly,
Yeah, you did.
but I don't know what the fuck. There was some extra words in there, I think.
yeah.
What evidence?
If such evidence exists, counsel, then for goodness sake, present it, man. Which evidence explains this mysterious streak of flame that appears to be headed directly for the balloon?
It's me. I'm that hot.
Mhm.
This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene.
Good lord, is that a crossbow?
Yeah, I thought I'd have it because juror number 6 fucking has a gun.
I need to protect myself.
Yes. An arrow dipped in oil and set alight could have been shot from this weapon, sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon.
Are you suggesting that crossbow was used to deliberately?
Blimey, you're right. That streak of light in the photo looks just like an arrow, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Then the explosione of the balloon. It was...
Very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow, igniting the hydrogen gas inside it.
No! Oh, dramatic.
Oh
Dramatic side-eye.
What was with, like, the dramatic, like, head turn? Like, oh no,
Oh no. My ego.
let me swoon to this side. Now this one.
My brain immediately went to that gopher vine. It was really popular.
Mhm.
Yes. a dramatic gopher.
Yeah, the dramatic gopher. Order, counsel. This is an extraordinary suspicion.
If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question.
The noise of the discharge, of course.
Yes, clearly that. That's right. Absolutely that. Not what I was thinking at all. But by using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently.
Well, yeah, if someone had shot a gun off in the exhibition grounds, it would have caused a real panic.
So are you telling me that the man falling from the sky didn't cause a panic already?
No. But with the big explosione, there was a very big panic. But with the big explosione, there was a very big panic. Okay. I just added in words.
I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all of this, but something feels wrong.
Objection!
Do you understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend?
Yes, of course, but just to make sure we're on the same page, would you mind explaining it to me?
I always do all the work around here, damn it.
If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued...
What? Wait a minute. What are you really saying here? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up into the sky after all, or what? My goodness me.
Oh, now I understand. That's what that sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did I just hear that correctly, Council?
There's no going back now. The horse has bolted.
She.
Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage and the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. I think you'll all agree it's entirely plausible that what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day.
Good grief.
And look at his little box.
This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's child's play. A contemptible display of stage magic.
Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said that the experiment was a scientific impossibility. To be fair, the first one I kind of disregarded, but if Iris says it, I'm pretty sure we're true here. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day.
And in any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the crystal tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that?
I need to know whether Von Zieks actually thinks that somehow instantaneous kinesis is happening, or if he's just arguing because he doesn't want to lose.
Yes,
I think
the
it's that
second
one.
one. Oh hey,
If
a
I-
magician.
If I may put in a word, as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception.
Juror number 3. I'm not used to the jurors helping me.
No. All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr. Aspen. And having this other man appear on the stage in front. Hold on. And having this other man appear on stage to front the show as a body double. There we go.
Yes, of course. So, in fact, Mr. Assman must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture.
Something tells me no one would agree to be brought up in a balloon that would be shot down to then crash into a crystal tower.
Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would have much depended upon the mixture ratio.
Yeah, you tell him, juror number 4. Juror number 4?
Our flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered. The mixture ratio? Well, obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent as to render a hold-up scene charade impossible.
Something feels weird. The jurors are helping me.
Uh-huh.
What's
That's
going
what's
on?
like-
Well,
What's
like
the
here's
conspiracy theory.
I'm gonna bring in a conspiracy theory of my own here. We already know the jurors are getting paid off in previous cases. I'm wondering if somehow the jury didn't get paid off here
Oh shit.
Oh.
to help us.
Mhm.
Oh.
Cause like, okay, I'm gonna galaxy brain here for a minute. So, Asman is this like big, like basically underworld criminal from what we've been told,
Uh-huh.
right? But he's also partnered with Hairbrain for this science experiment so that they can get the money. So therefore, he wouldn't want Hairbrain to be declared guilty because then the experiment goes away. But if Hairbrain gets declared not guilty, but Asman is considered dead, then obviously Asman is no longer on the hook for any of the shit that he has supposedly committed because he's quote unquote dead. And Hairbrain is free to continue his experiment so they get the grant money.
Ooh.
You might be onto something.
Or I'm completely wrong, which usually in this game I am, but
You've connected the dots.
I've
You haven't
connected
shit.
shit. So everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instantaneous kinesis had occurred.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Assman, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. See, chat, you and I think, are on opposite sides here. That Assman tried to fake his death and the culprit made it a real death. I'm thinking that Assman tried to fake his death and did fake his death. And the person who is dead isn't actually Assman. He's a dead dude. But we have the coroner to deal with as well. Right? Because this is the first time we've had a coroner on the court record. So I'm wondering, yeah, if the coroner isn't sus. And that's going to come into play.
You guys want to know who I think the coroner is?
Sure.
The portly man who was on the ground on the museum.
There you go.
Oh.
Maybe.
He was. Why would they introduce that guy if we're not gonna use him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why? Like, just show some guy on the floor and be like, "Oh yeah, he's not an important character." Bitch, in this game, everyone's an
Everyone's an
important
important
character.
character.
Like, come on, man.
Isn't the coroner's name Courtney? Yes.
Courtney.
But,
Courtney the coroner.
I mean, this time period, like, Leslie used to be a male name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Actually, there's a fun little phenomenon where a lot of female names used to be male names, and so we go from male names become unisex, then become feminine names, and occasionally then they become swear words. So
I love
Fantastic progression.
yes.
I love language.
Mm-hmm. All right. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time.
Ugh,
Another little.
you little bitch.
This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Lord Von Zieks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrain is a suspect now, but he will.
Oh no.
If that is Harebrain, I'm going to kill him myself.
I'm good. God damn it.
You dumbass. Mr. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
I had a feeling he was going to have an issue because we are claiming that his experiment didn't work.
Yeah.
It's all about science.
Professor?
But you can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please.
Sorry?
What's all this about, Mr. Harebrain?
Being stupid on Maine. I, Albert Harebrain, hereby confess that it was me who stabbed Mr. Odiasman.
Wow. You just fucked
Why?
up.
Why? Yes, it was me, with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screw... I forgot. Andrew the Screwdriver.
What are you doing?
I need to get paid.
Order! 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 Defendant, explain the sudden confession.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Harebrain? What are you talking about?
It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine. You stand there and claim it was all a trick, an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No, you'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would be all over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it.
Would you like the death sentence instead?
Apparently.
It's clear that you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you'll just let me, I can prove...
Barrack?
Yes, darling.
I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say, I swear it.
That's a good...
So please. God, sorry. I just processed what Mona said very quietly. Ensure the special dispensation for the Scientific Equipment Act is adhered to and protect my creation.
Deal. Only because you're my bestie. I love winning. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice at this critical juncture.
Well, you've never asked before, so...
Here's to my learned Nipponiese friend.
What?
And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in the light of the accused's confession.
Look, is this because I called you ugly earlier? Just... Sorry.
I love winning. Or do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental to the victim's murder, any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved.
I know, I'm with chat. Go ahead. I don't care.
Go ahead, we don't care.
Well, counsel, what is the defense's official position on this matter?
I understand that the defendant would like to go to jail
Die
for murder.
for science.
Yeah, die for science. But I don't necessarily care what he wants at this moment. So
I understand that he's made a decision, but it's a stupid-ass decision.
exactly.
And I'm electing to ignore it.
What Professor Harebrain, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence, or do I uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust.
You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend?
Well, I'm sorry that some of us are more talented with their tongues than others.
Excuse me, you've not seen me on my OnlyFans. Anyway, or has all knowledge of the English escaped your confused anybody's mind?
Is it OnlyFans or Only Fangs?
Only
Yes.
fangs.
Only my fangs.
Please excuse me as I have this small breakdown here.
Mr. Naruhodo.
There's no escape here. I have to make a choice. But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something, but what? The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was in fact... Okay, what do we want to go with here, chat? And by chat, I mean everyone here.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna...
Chat generally.
That in general.
Chat in general. What do we want to go with?
I'm thinking a conjuring trick.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah. Because again, look, I kind of feel like science is all great, but protecting human life is kind of going to supersede that, and probably should supersede that. And if he goes to jail for murder, I don't think that that's going to work out for him. Also,
who's gonna pay us?
well, that too. But also, I think chat was the one who pointed out, like actual chat this time. But I think chat pointed out, if we can't prove it an accident and push it to being a proper scientific invention, but then it gets proven as murder, it also drops the act. So
Yeah.
we're in a lose-lose situation here.
Yep.
Exactly. Human life is more important than peace and justice. Ah! No, I can't say it. My client placed his faith in me. I can't just let him down. Well, then why would you give me the fucking choice?
Bailiff Alma?
Yeah, I guess.
I give up
What?
on?
What must I give up on is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect?
That's even better.
My girl!
Hello again,
Our girl's back!
Mr. Naruhodo! It's been far too long.
Well, that's better than Bailiff Elmo.
I know. Susato-san! But what are you... Oh.
Oh.
Fucking fat. Oh. Okay, I was like, he passed out. No, he did not.
No.
He got knocked out.
My first Susato takedown in 6 months!
Feels so
Got
refreshing.
Shit rocked. There'll be time to talk later, Mr. Naruhodo. For now, we must concentrate on the task at hand.
Which is working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Our wife is back!
Our wife is back! Yeah!
Professor Hairbrain!
Susato!
Yes.
Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too.
Yes, of course.
And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Assman. I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must both pursue now.
Ah!
Fuck everything. So, finally opened your eyes.
What?
Excuse me?
And as for you, Albert, yes, I'm using your first name now. I'm so mad at you. Can't ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say?
Varric.
Be a good boy, Albert.
Lord von Zieks. In front of my wife?
In front of my salad?
In front of my salad?
Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before.
Yeah, it's because I called him ugly like 6 times in the trial already.
In truth, there is one thing, something I remembered that's of relevance. Ooh.
What?
What?
Excuse me?
On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. Nick gasped. A man holding a crossbow.
Oh, shit.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, you beg his pardon.
Professor! Did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like?
Taller than me, and thinner than me, with straight hair, straighter and wider than mine.
Did you meet Slender Man?
Slender Man?
Let me see. One less lens than me, too. A monocle. Rather stylish black monocle. But one thing in particular will help to positively identify the man you see. I know him very well.
Wow.
After all, he's the engineer who built my invention.
Who would have thought?
Oh my god.
He built the machine?
That's right. Mr. Assman introduced him to me a year ago. He's a man by the name of Enoch Drebler.
Enoch Drebler? Drebber! Enoch Drebber!
Does that name mean something? Members of the jury seem flustered.
Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That man's an abomination.
Not Not a name any conjurer of wishes to hear either.
Who on earth is he?
I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of his nature that I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but staged trickery in the end. Obviously, Rascal is after the government's research grant money.
When magicians are in need of money, I've heard of them resorting to these underhand tactics. Some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name.
The man is both an engineer and a magician. Yes, we're dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster here. That's Enoch Drebber for you. Are one of you Enoch Drebber?
Enoch Drebber is the victim in the very first Holmes novel, A Study in Scarlet.
Oh. So it's true then. My invention, my great machine. It was just a grand illusion.
Considering what we've just heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely.
Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. Someone's about to have a crisis. I wanted to believe that the machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
Which is why you were so opposed to being investigated, I presume.
I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen, but at the same time, I knew that if I found out, or if it was found out to be nothing more than a trick, then a work of deception, then everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified of the prospect.
So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built, and the true nature of Mr. Drebber.
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
It's entirely possible that Mr. Assman and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money.
Oh, Albert. So sorry.
When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Drebber had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore.
Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act?
Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry.
Poor guy.
Hmm.
would appear that we have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day now.
Yay, we made it with our 1 health point left.
Fun.
Lord Von Zeeks,
My lord.
the court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in the matter is critical. This matters.
Yes, Mr. Trevor.
Gather information about the man. If possible, I should like him served with a subpoena.
Anything for my Pookie Bear over there. With pleasure, my lord.
Now, counsel for the defense.
Yes, my lord.
When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you.
Could you not just tell me good work?
Yeah.
Great job. Gold star.
Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused.
I understand.
Good. In that case, this court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
Sheesh.
We made it!
Ooh.
23rd of October, 1:36 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're having a sad moment here, but my wife came back, so
Right. So
can you have it over there?
We have
Yeah.
some shit to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess. Oh, how did it ever come to this? I'm so sorry.
Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drubber was really up to, I mean? About what he was really constructing?
Naturally. That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, all my hopes and dreams. I had complete faith in it.
All right. In that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands. So we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow.
Well, thank you for doing so much for me.
Of course, you're my client.
And now what?
Susato!
Yes. I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo.
Arriving late?
Didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I'd arrive.
Postcard? What postcard?
I hid it from you, Runo, so it would be a surprise. Well, did it work?
I was surprised, all right. Especially when she threw me to the ground.
Oh, dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out, when you get really excited to see your friends, so you just throw them to the ground.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in the future.
Fusy's train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see. But we made the coachman really whip and neigh the horses hard, so she didn't miss the whole trial.
I was watching it from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh?
Having you at my side in court gives me the strength I need to win. So, I'm, delighted to see you back in London.
Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I can continue to be of service to you.
Of course. So, what's brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest?
Oh, let's save all the conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever for this special occasion.
Oh, Iris, how wonderful. I can't wait.
Our wife's back.
Yay!
Wife
Susato-san
Sato.
Susato-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time, but despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn.
Oh god. Uh-oh. Hope nothing happens to Susato. What the fuck?
And we'll find out next stream.
Yeah.
We made
Yeah.
it!
We did it. To be continued.
To be continued. Excellent. All right, so we will end here for tonight. Next stream is Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Anyone got any announcements?
Not this time.
Nope.
Iris, we're going to need you out of the house for a couple hours while we catch up with Susato. Here's some ice cream money.
Yippee, I love ice cream.
Go to the park. Go hang out with Gina for a bit. She'll teach you how to be a detective.
I love Gina.
And don't come back for a bit.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. All right, so no announcements. Be back on Thursday. Thanks for hanging out all, and have a good night. Thanks
Goodbye.
all. Bye.
Bye.